I take the earliest opportunity to welcome you to today's edition, which is long overdue. I know you've been waiting for this, and I do not want to waste your time. We want to delve into this DIY fashioned home that belongs to this 25-year-old young man who has constructed this house from scratch by himself. You'll realize that most of the stuff that he has in his house are recycled materials. He also keeps rabbits, and he is really a gem. I challenge you to stay put to the end of this edition so that I can give you an honorable tour around his house. You'll realize that there's really so much in life that we chase after, yet happiness is just right where we are. So without much ado, let us get into it. Also, I'd like you to note that this is a Japanese concept toilet that is right inside this MABATI house, and you do not want to miss this. He recycles basically most of what he comes into contact with. Then there is, of course, this part that you see right on top of the of the rooftop, where he spends his time relaxing. He's also an artist. At the end of this video, you'll be able to get the number so that in case you are a believer in tiny houses, simple living, you can contact him so that he can work around consultative services and also help you construct your dream house. That is, if you're someone who believes in such kind of construction. So without much ado, welcome and enjoy this edition. So approaching Wilson's home, right before the entrance, you will find a beautiful bench that sits majestically under the morning sun. This bench hosts a lot of both exotic and indigenous flowers, but mostly I notice what is on this bench is just succulents. Very beautiful and nice to look at. And what catches my eye is that most of the containers that hold these succulents are recycled. So here we are talking about paint cans. We are talking about empty water bottles. Here we are talking about yogurt tins. Like basically Wilson does not throw away anything that he uses. He always finds a way to repurpose them into something more useful. I find this very mind-blowing. So while moving on, right before the entrance porch, we have this beautiful bush of dandelions. Are these dandelions? I don't know what kind of flowers these are, and I forget to ask Wilson. If you know this kind of flowers, please tell me in the comment section. But it's a beautiful bush that lays right before the entrance porch. And moving a notch higher, this is a football that has been repurposed into a flower pot. Can you imagine? And it's looking really beautiful. There's also this other one that was an oil can, I believe, has been cut into two, and now it hosts this beautiful succulent. So this is how you'll get into Wilson's home if you come to visit. Plan to visit Wilson because he's accepting visitors for tours as well as for consultation and benchmarking. So when you get right into this porch, you'll find a lantern that has been hung on the left. It's looking really majestic. And then we have this wooden pallet floor that is raised off the ground level, such that you do not really have to step on the mud, yet at the same time you are not on ground level. Once on the porch, you'll be able to witness a very beautiful scene. You'll see kales, or are these collard greens, in cut containers. At this corner he stores his stuff. Most of the time they're just stuff he uses to water the vegetables and the flowers with. So they are sprayer cans. And then this porch is protected with timber all around it. You notice that where the spinach sits is also a resting area. So there's this bench that is made of wood. It looks like a pallet. Those are my shoes. So you can rest here, or you can find home right inside the house. And just before I forget about this lantern, it is no ordinary lantern. You know, such kind of lanterns are usually powered by kerosene, but in this case Wilson has repurposed this. You can notice the wires that are running along the timber. So this has been repurposed and is actually electrically powered. So I know I've been keeping you for quite long. I know you are curious to get inside the house and see exactly how it looks like. So this is the entry point. Notice the kind of rug that he puts on his doorstep. It's a gunny bag. I really like that. And it's been a while since I saw gunny bags in the market. I don't know where to find one. They used to be really nice when used as doormats. So right next to the door we also have more plants and flowers, like you can see, all in repurposed containers. So next time you drink yogurt and you want to throw the tins away, please think about Wilson and how you can protect the environment. He's really high on environmental protection and discussions surrounding the global warming. So right next to the door also we have his dog's kennel. By the time I came, the dog had just been taken out for a walk, but I realized that it is a very aggressive yet loved dog. And in the spirit of recycling and repurposing materials, you can see by yourselves. This is a bird feeder. So it is just a cut container that has been fitted inside wooden planks, and there's quite more here. I was not very lucky to see the birds, but he tells me they usually come and he puts food for them. So they come and chirp there and make the environment very friendly. Look at this. This is a recycled item, and from afar it looks like fish. So there's a lot in there, just like you can see. And so right before I take you inside the house, I'd like you to take note of the homeowner. He's right at the window in the upstairs, and he tells me that this is where he usually spends most of his time relaxing. It is a very magnificent view from where he stands. So he's able to see the neighborhood, he's able to see the birds, the clouds. He's just able to breathe in the fresh air whenever he feels like his head is congested, and that makes his day. And just a little introduction to this tiny MABATI house. It is a 2-story building. Yes, it is a 2-story building. So there's the underground, there's the ground floor and the first floor. Have you ever imagined owning a MABATI house that is 2-storied? And right on top of the MABATI, which means the iron sheet roof. Can you spot the chair? Imagine sitting right on top of the rooftop, just looking at the environment and breathing in the fresh air. Well, so that is the exterior. I did not want to take you right into the inside before you experience the exterior. So that is the ground floor and that is the first floor. You notice that the porch has transparent MABATI. This is very intentional because it allows for enough light at the entrance porch. At this point, allow me to showcase the creativity levels that are very high in this young man. So aside from being an artist, I mentioned to you that he constructed this house by himself, and this is a sneak preview of what you should expect in the interior. So it is a very tiny house, yet very functional and well spaced. Everything sits right at its place. You notice that on the extreme wall there are hanging flowers in the same spirit of what we've just experienced on the exterior. And look at this window. Good people, look at this window. It is compartmentalized into 3 parts, and that is just how it closes up. Then, out of curiosity, I realized that right on the lateral side of this MABATI house, there is a rabbit pen. Can you believe it? And it was so quiet, I did not even realize that there could be any living animals right next to the house. So this rabbit pen is conjoined to the house. What a magnificent way of managing space. And Wilson attests to me that this rabbit he keeps for meat. At the same time, he finds a lot of peace just looking at them and feeding them and making sure that they are okay. And then right to the back of the house is this tank that has been hoisted up above the level of the taps that are supplying water in the house. So this is rainwater that has been tapped in the tap, and all the taps in the house are functional. You do not want to miss the next edition that I'm going to showcase a deeper and intricate view of the interior of this house, most of which is mind-blowing. Please stay put onto this channel for the next part 2 edition of this video, and thank you so much for watching.